Section 3, Chamber Configuration. First of all, dismantle the broad chamber. Chambers should always be stored open and the radiation shield fitted. Release the thumb latch and take off the radiation shield. Pull out the PAR sensor. This remains attached and can just hang from the handle. Next, this cable here attaches the heating element. To release this, pull on the silver metal connector. Release from the latch on the handle. Now the whole chamber can be removed. Underneath the insulating foam, on one side is a metal pin fitting into a hole. On the other side is a slot where the pin fits in. Slide the pin out from the slot by holding the thumb latch and lower handle. Push down on the spring and lift the upper jaw as high as possible, then slide backwards. The two jaws will spring apart. Now remove the top jaw and the spring. 3 screws hold the lower jaw in place. Use the jaw screw adjustment tool found in the small toolbox. Loosen by turning anti-clockwise. The screws are captive and will not fall out. They can be loosened now by hand. Check now that the black rubber O-rings are attached to the handle and not to the lower jaw. There are 5 O-rings of different sizes. Spares are supplied in the spares kit. To store a chamber, place the 2 jaws together but remove the spring. The spring is needed for each chamber. Wrap the jaws in non-static bubble wrap or a padded dust-free material. This is the narrow chamber, upper and lower jaw. The spring will fit here. Remove the radiation shield and separate the 2 jaws. Taking the lower jaw, line up the 3 holes with the screws. Hold down the lower jaw and begin to tighten the 3 screws by hand, just to hold it in place. Now use the jaw screw adjustment tool, turning clockwise. Stop turning once the tool just starts to bend. Do not over-tighten to avoid damaging the electrical connections beneath the screws. Now connect the temperature controller cable of the narrow jaw to the handle. Line up the 2 red dots and push the metal connector inwards. Use the plastic clip to hold the cable neatly in the groove along the handle. Next, position the spring and take the upper jaw. Check which side has the slot and which has the hole for attaching the upper jaw. The side with the hole should be fitted to the pin on the jaw first, so that the other side can slide in easily. Place the chamber down on a surface and use both hands to hold the lower jaw and thumb latch. Open the jaw as wide as possible and push the spring down. Place the pin into the hole and then the other side can slot into place. Visually check by lifting the insulation that there is no gap between the lower jaw and handle. Now replace the PAR sensor in its holder. The cable is quite long, so it can be wound around once to hold it in place and keep it out of the way. If you are fitting the radiation shield for use outside in hot sun, simply slide it on and tighten the 2 screws by hand. If you are fitting a light unit instead of the shield, you slide the light unit either white or RGB, into the tracks on top of the upper jaw. Lift up the metal tab on the unit and release the tab to fit it in place. The light unit cable fits into the other connector on the handle.